Being diagnosed with prostate cancer that night was one of the most reflective nights of my life because, my wife and the children, they stayed with me practically as long as they possibly could. And then, they knew I needed rest because I had just had a biopsy and they knew, well, he needs to rest. He needs to get his rest. And it was just so much running through my head, like, why me? You hear about cancer. My mother had bone cancer, and and I saw the impact of that, and I've known other people in my lifetime that had cancer, and never in my wildest dream would I ever thought that I would have. Hit me kind of like a ton of bricks, but I'm not your garden variety type individual. I just said, what's next? Because at that moment, I had made up in my mind that the healing begins now, because I'm not taking this as my diagnosis. My prognosis is that I'm healing and I'm getting better, and I'm gonna be better. That was my attitude. A year ago, I spoke at the State of the Cancer Union conference at Malcolm X City Colleges. And I had a kind of a comedy moment with my good friend, Brother Trotter. And I said to him, because I spoke on prostate. I'm a survivor. And what do I mean by that? My mother died from cancer. My father was a smoker, he was a drinker. He had a heart attack. So I'm often asking myself, am I a walking time bomb? Because somewhere along the way, who knows, I may be predisposed. And I said, had I known that my presentation was the prerequisite for this diagnosis, I would have declined that presentation. But I think the thing that has strengthened me the most is that this is something that's winnable and beatable. It's not, back in the day, people had these diagnoses and it was the finale. It was over. Well, here I am, almost, what is that? It happened in July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. Here I am 10 months later, almost a year, and I'm still here. But by the grace of God and a beloved community, and which is made up of a lot of significant people in my life, I'm fighting the good fight. And I do this because I want to see more birthdays. I got grandchildren. I want to see more graduations. I have sons and a daughter, and I want to see more marriages. I mean, there's so many other celebratory moments that I want to be able to be a part of in their lives. So these are the things that drive me. I used to be the director of the prevention programs at the Bobby E. Wright Behavioral Health Center on the west side of Chicago, where I had the privilege and the honor to direct one of the most innovative and one of the most recognized prevention programs in the state and in the country. And I actually just left the advisory council for CSAP, the Center for Substance Abuse and Prevention for SAMHSA, where I worked as an individual that dealt with policy, dealt with programming, and initiatives around health and awareness. And a lot of my work focused around tobacco, as well as underage drinking. But particularly even with the tobacco work, I was part of the grassroots movement that led a successful campaign against a tobacco company that had marketed a product for our young people called the Cool Mix campaign. And because of the success of winning that fight, I then was enlisted to get involved with the American Cancer Society, the American Heart Association, in their effort, along with the American Lung and Respiratory Health in the city of Chicago, to make the city, the state, and the county smoke-free. Well, I think that's the trifecta. And I was honored to be asked to be a part of that. And a lot of it was because of my success in mobilizing butts in the seats and boots on the ground, getting people actively involved, grassroots, from the roots to the top, the whole nine. And so I still do that work. I just do it in other levels. Public health has always been one of my passions, wellness and well-beingness, all of those kind of things. And now with this diagnosis, it has invigorated me to even get more and more involved. And so I welcome the opportunity, what the State of the Cancer Union is doing, and if there's any more opportunities, they know I'm just a phone call away, and I stand ready because I'm a warrior, not a soldier. We're on the battlefield.